Welcome back, Sparkulars. Sparkulars. I've had a hard time saying that recently. I think we are called sparklers. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Ignite Your Spark. I am your crazy host, Kim Duff Selby. And yes, I'm human and make mistakes. And no, I will not edit that either. You will be hearing that. I am thrilled that you have joined me today because you are going to love my guest, Ann Jonas. We have a spark connection, shall we say. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Ann. She is the love messenger, and we all need more love in our lives. She is passionate about helping and supporting others to become more of who they truly are. And that's my goal, help you ignite that inner spark so that you can become who you are meant to be. I love this line. Her most powerful gift is living as a being of love and light, offering transformational and perspective guidance as a shamanic guide. Ooh, I love that. Intuitive healer, bodyworker, writer, speaker, and workshop facilitator. She's awesome. Welcome, Ann.
Oh my God, Kim, I love it. First thing I gotta say is I make up words all the time. Sparkular, yes, it's a spark that's taken off, right? This projector. Everything that we are is in this now moment. I said this the other day on a live on my Love Messenger Facebook, and every moment, every experience, every choice has created this now moment. Everybody's story is the same. Everything that you've been and taken action as is who you are. And that doesn't mean anything other than what it is, because it could be something different tomorrow, right?
Oh, and it probably will be. And when you said that, I was like, sparkular. It's like circular. It's like our sparks going round and round and round like a fireworks. I love that. Okay, but before we get into your story, I don't know if you've listened, but you have to tell me, how do you ignite your sparkular?
I love it. I ignite my sparkular by being with me, by recognizing that I am here for a vision and a purpose, and that I have taken on this life and I'm accountable. In that, I see synchronicities all the time. So that place of saying, I'm ignited because I'm making connections, sacred connections. That is the essence of being here now, is seeing what is here now, celebrating it, and being acknowledged.
Wow. Be here now. Celebrate yourself, acknowledge your gifts. I'm always telling people that, pat yourself on the back. You accomplished something today.
I do. And everybody gets to give themselves a hug. That's another one.
I know.
If you're in my program, if you come and join my party, what I say is you're saying yes to you.
Yes.
That is, it has healing. I've been in healing work for decades. Healing happens with the one, this one, the one that is seeking to receive. It begins with deciding to be.
Yeah. Let's talk about your Genesis story. How did you become the love messenger? What were you before you were the love messenger?
Yes. Well, my umbrella business is the lotus path. Oh, yeah. The lotus.
Right.
And all of us have mud. I've got a story that could start at, my first breath. There's a story there. I've got a story that starts at about 2.5 years old. There's a story there. There's a story that starts at 11, 16, and 36. But let's go with the one at 36, because that was the point that was a trajectory in my life. And I remember having this conversation with myself saying, oh, right, this is a spiritual experience. So everybody take a deep breath. And here's the deal. I love it. My parents were divorced when I was 11. Remember, that's the 11-year-old story. And 25 years later, my dad showed up at my mother's doorstep and with a gun shot her twice. Yes. Yeah. So we take a breath.
Yeah.
Now, when I really witnessed what this life is, and I tapped in as the love messenger now has this reflection, that everything is serving and everything happens for a reason. I've been saying that all my life. And I know that's icky sometimes for people. And I would never do it to somebody who just had their kid die. I'm like, hey, everything happens for a reason, right? I have grace and prudence. But here's the deal. When we really all decide that everything is serving and that everything that happens with others is serving for us, nothing happens to us. Right. Everything. You say this all the time. I know that. So that place, that moment was, okay, this is what's next. And I had been the Lotus Touch. I had been my bodywork and doula work business since 2004. And this was 2005. And so that began. And then the Lotus Path became, the Lotus Touch became Ann the Lotus Coach. And then the Lotus Path came from there. And that was about 5 years ago, really, during COVID. And that was when I stepped into doing shamanic work. So all the things I've ever done have come together. The Love Messenger showed up within the last year. I left California last July, 7/7/7. 54 years I'd been there. We lived in a house with the address of 2016 for 9 years, my daughter and I. And everything showed me that it was time to complete that journey. And it started then with Sacred Connection and being in a moment where I was, what am I doing? Right. And that's when the Sacred Connection came through. And that was when the decision to move to Idaho came through. And all of it was, okay. Like that's the next book, is Living a God-led life. Okay. Say yes and trust and not know how. People thought I was crazy. Like, lady, you don't have any idea how real estate works and money. And I was like, well, I'm gonna sell my house. I'm gonna buy another one. Okay. Like, and I'm not, and I am smart, people. I'm a Capricorn. Here's the thing, like smart and trusting God, not the same thing, people.
No.
There is no smart and trusting God. It is not in your mind. It's in your heart. It's in your feeling. It's in your inner knowing.
Right. So that's how your intuition. That's your intuition. It's connection with the divine, but it is, you are intuiting this is time. I moved from New York to San Francisco. I knew two people, a long time ago, but I didn't have quite that,
Well, I did that when I was 20 from Carpinteria, which is near Santa Barbara, California, to San Francisco as well. I was going to go to New York. I was like, I'm going to New York. I'm going to go model. And then that didn't happen. And so like, there's something in an individual, and I'm going to say the human, the ego, that designs the life, taking aligned action. We are making choices all the time. There is a book, The Choice, by Dr. Ava
Eggers.
Yes. I'm like, I've never listened to a book start to finish. So, and Anastasia was like, you could write this book. I listened to that and I was like, this is it, people. It doesn't matter what your story is. Right. So yeah, we could go on and on. We only have half an hour today.
Right.
So, but that's where the Love Messenger came from. Like in essence, this, stairway to heaven or staircase to death. That's the life, friends. Like we're born and then we die. Everything that we do here. And so I have these recognitions of these evolutions, these next level, up levels, upgrades. We were talking about yours before we got on live. There's always something until you die. And then there's more there because this is only a little segment. We know that the quantum experience is beyond Earth Matrix. The Matrix, the movie, is a real thing.
Right. Well, I love that. It's funny because when I first saw your information, the Love Messenger, I thought, no, I don't really need to interview someone who's going to talk about love connections with their soul partner. And then you dug a little deeper or a lot deeper. And I was like, oh, hell yes, this is amazing. What your gifts are that you are sharing. Do you think that you consciously, well, this is a stupid question, you consciously knew that, oh yeah, at one point, this is what I'm going to share? Or did it just sort of feed into you like your dharma? It was coming out? Because I feel like mine just sort of kept coming. I didn't think. Now I'm going to take a pause and think. But how did it just sort of happened?
Yes. What do we say? Hindsight is 2020. That's sort of the human earth version of it. Yet there's a lot of truth in that. When you take a look, like I was saying, every decision, every choice, every moment built this till now. When I look at that from a place of empowerment, yay for me. I could also look at a place of feeling disempowered and be like, life's been hard. This is that thing, we have a choice. For me, each next evolution felt, and I can look at every point and go, oh yeah, that informed that. I was ready to take the next level. Okay. Then I did that for a while. Then it was like, whatever the experience was, I needed another class, right? I needed to take another course. I met somebody who was doing something, right? I mean, this is again, the divine led life that is designed all around synchronicity. Synchronicity is the key. And why? Because it's you telling your guides, the divine, your higher self, I see it. The path is right here. And they're like, yay, let's do more. Right. And this is the thing when we keep doing, when we feel, and I know hard, I do hard. I live for hard. You want to have a hard conversation? You can call up Ann Jonas, the love messenger. I live for going in deep and dark because I know that life on earth is about polarity. Our greatest expression of light, and you describe me so lovely, thank you. Burbling, how about that? You want to take that one, Kim? I was trying to say bubbling and gurgling somehow, and I was like, that's my new word, burbling.
I love it.
So yeah, so it is a series. It was a movie, series of unfortunate events.
It was a book.
Life is a series of experiences.
Yeah. Well, I think everyone's are. You just have to look at them that way.
Exactly.
You have to look at your life as experiences. And I don't think we can emphasize enough that life happens for you, not to you. But tell me something. Did you start your career as a birth doula? Is that kind of like what you began doing? You know, like when you're in your 20s, what do you say? I think I want to be a birth doula, or how?
Well, so I'll tell you how that started. Actually, I've been helping and supporting people like from out the womb. I babysitting at 13, like it just kept growing, right? So the first real professional career I feel I had was in the restaurant business.
Okay.
As a food server, helping and supporting people through a dining experience. That's how I saw it. Then I was at college getting a degree in communicative disorders, which was a prerequisite to speech pathology.
Yeah.
I thought that would be a way. I thought I wanted to be a psychologist at one point. So I was always curious about how to work with people. So I got the degree, but I didn't want to be the speech pathologist. I went to massage school. I'm at massage school. I start doing massage. I find out about birth doulas. But I had learned about midwives from a research paper on witchcraft in college. So like, you know, that one research paper, you can research anything you want. I was like, I believe in witches. And this was, for those of you that don't know what a card catalog is, it's a little drawer, take a piece of paper out. It's called the Dewey Decimal System, right? And so there's no internet, no Google, right? So I go to the library at school and there's books on witches everywhere. I was like, wow. And so witchcraft, magic, and they were midwives, they were herbalists, they were women who trusted nature.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing, but I was in the restaurant business. So here's the thing, my friend says, did you ever become a doula? I said, I think I'm ready for that. That was my entrance into doula work. And then I attended about 180 births. And during that time, my parents died. I got married. We had a baby. My partner died. So I got that too. So my daughter Jordan was 2 and her other mom left the planet. And so that was a melanoma journey for our whole wedding. So like, I got all kinds of stories. And here's the thing, we don't compare tragedies in this life, friends.
No.
None of you. You got yours. I got mine. You don't need to feel bad for mine. I don't feel bad for yours. Okay. This is what's happening for us. We always coming back to that.
Yeah. Right. And I love that. It's so interesting because you've always been birthing something new.
Yeah. Well, and I love birth metaphors, friends. Like, you know, hey, transition. I'll tell you when you're in transition. I'm like that last 8 to 10 centimeters where you have done all the preparation, all of the groundwork, you're in it, you're sweating, and you're like, I can't do it. Like, it's so hard. Yes, you're almost there. That's when you say you can't do it. And
Right.
that's when you go look for the doula or the midwife or the friend or the
Or the
coach or the, yes, that's going to help you get to the next level. We're always up leveling, upgrading.
Now, I'm at the point where I don't want to go through the pain anymore. I'm ready to, like, let's make it easy. So I have chosen, my intention out there in the world is for whatever is next for me is going to be an easy birth, like having an epidural and not feeling Now,
So
I
I
know
had a
that is
54-hour home birth. Home birth. No, yeah, 54 hours. My little one was not in a hurry, but arrived on her due date. Like, it was like, this one is never in a hurry. And it's hysterical. The energy of birth reflecting in someone's life, like their birth story and their life story. There's a correlation.
Yeah.
You know, I've always done hard shit, Kim. And people
Yeah.
say, oh, you're really, I didn't, you know, I've never, my one marriage ended up in death. I did it till death do us part, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a divorce. And I don't mean to be anything diminishing, but I went through one as a child and I never wanted to have one as an adult. So taking back this moment to say that we are here as an accumulation of our life, it's hard. Being human is hard. If you wanted a love and light plan, honey, you could have chosen like Andromeda or something like that. You could have had another, like, we have so many other dimensional experiences. And so at the same time, you're saying, well, what if I could like take a little bit of a break, you know? And so like have things be easier to access. I would say that's what you'd be looking for, easier to access. Like, it's cloudy in between. So this is my invitation to all of us, is all the information's right here. The only thing that clouds it is somebody's outside judgment of what you and how you might see yourself.
Yeah. Now, just to transition a little bit, but I believe that we are here for a reason. And the reason is, well, I would say it's different for everyone, but my belief is we are here to learn to love ourselves and learn to love others and serve in whatever capacity it is. And it may be as simple as being a mom, and which is not simple, as we both know, but or a grandmother, or that you could be the caretaker or whatever it is. And I think that we have to, and I say this for myself too, really, is accept where we are every single moment of our lives and not wish for more. Instead of, we can want more, we can wish for more, but it's not, we can't just sit there and wish. We have to take action, of course. And I don't know why I'm just saying that, but it just came to me that I wanted to talk about, there are people who don't know or don't believe the way we do, that we are here for a short time in an earth suit, spiritual beings having an earth experience. But more and more people are opening to that now and understanding that this is just one dimension of life or of our soul's experience. And do you work with people to help them? Tell us a little bit about how you work with people.
Yeah, I love this. Thank you. I am transformational guidance, and that is the accumulation of recognizing life and death, both as a birth doula and, like, I got a whole posse of dead people, right? So going through death, that piece as the umbrella, the lotus path.
Yeah. Okay.
There is no mud without, you're not going to have a blossom without mud. No mud, no blossom. Right. No mud, no lotus. That was the first, that's the Thich Nhat Hanh. And my first chapter in a book called Empowered Self-Care that I published is From Mud to Lotus. Okay. So we're all here on a lotus journey. And like I said before, we don't compare tragedies. Some people are here doing picket fence shit. Okay. Like, very simple. Right. Nobody dies, nothing is happening, and others are, you know, trudging through and things are hard. When we speaking into what you said, recognize our passion and our purpose and our vision. Here's something that you didn't say. This is how I see it all. we have an abundance or we have a scarcity mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wanting begets wanting.
Mm-hmm.
The universe, divine, God, I don't care what you call it. Here's, I want this. Oh, you want? Great. There's a lot of things that we can provide for you that are going to really support wanting. Oh my God, so many. We got an endless supply of things for you to want.
Yeah.
Abundance mindset says, and it has nothing to do with money. Yet everything is money. Money is energy. Okay. So if life is energy and love is energy, then it's all money, it's all love, it's all energy. But here's the deal. Abundance says, I am worthy. First of all, I'm worthy. I have all the self-love. Like that, it comes from there. It burbles out. Burbles, there we go. It burbles out. And we are a gift. Now, we receive many gifts in this lifetime. Guess what? Most of them are going to come in ugly packaging. Ugly. You're going to unwrap it. The paper is going to look bad. The bow's going to not be well done. You're going to open it. Stuff's going to be oozing out. Guess what? Those are the greatest chances for you to grow in your life.
Yeah.
So allowing yourself, being willing to have gratitude, appreciation, and bewilderment. That's how I live life. It doesn't blow me away. It doesn't like blow my mind. It's not unbelievable. It's, yeah, wow, cool. Like that all came together. Yay. Yeah. Because if you don't, I can't believe that. Well, then guess what? It's not going to happen again. Right? Like this is that intentional life.
Yeah. Words are so powerful too. Not only is money energy, words have energy. And that word can't, and I've said this before, but new people listen all the time, but that my father told me that the word can't is not in the dictionary. There's no such word as can't. And I don't think he was meaning it in the same way that today, when you say can't, you're just putting up a roadblock to whatever is ready to come in. So let's release that, release it, reframe the words.
Yeah. Well, one of our Sacred Connection co-host themes was in the realm of spelling, and everything was about words. Look at this word. I'm possible. Okay. Take out the apostrophe and smush together the M and the P. That is impossible. Where are you going to look at that? How are you going to look at that word? The other thing is, I am, I have, I be. You are literally telling the universe who you are. Not what you want, but how you intend and desire.
Intend. That's the new thing. I was listening to a podcast because I am obsessed with other spiritual podcasts by a man named Jim Fortnan. I think that was his, but it was talking about creating. And it's all about scripting your life. I intend. So that's my new, I've known this, but this is my new word I'm writing down. I intend, and putting a lot of power in that.
Well, here's the other thing. I intend, I desire, I trust. So I don't say I hope anymore. That word doesn't even, it's not no hope, no want, and no just. No just. Just is only useful in the realm of time, like it just happened. But just is a diminisher. Right.
And you know what? I think that when people say the words, like take a moment and say the word just, and then say the word intend, or say the word want, and say the word believe, what has more energy, more light to it? I mean, you just have to do that little experiment. You have to do that little, you don't have to.
But that's what I do. And I'll even say that. Like you said in the beginning, we're not going to cut this out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things come through and we get to readjust. Like there's fun. Like we get to shift. We get to have another perspective. That is a choice.
That's right. We get to reframe. And I've often said that to people. I lost my mother when I was 22. She passed away from cancer. And I have friends who still have their parents, and I'm late 60s. And when they say, I have to go visit my mother, I think, oh, reframe that, please. And say, I get to go visit my mother. That's just
Now, I'm going to say something really crass, but those of us in the Dead Mothers Club, that's one of the things that we offer other people is the reminder. Like my mom wasn't at my wedding, wasn't at my birth. We have a fabulous relationship because, you know, we're all one anyway. You know, these expectations of life.
Yes.
Right. We design the setup and therefore we navigate the challenge.
Yes, absolutely. Well, but people have to believe that.
Well, everything is a belief. I mean, I know that there's many people that are not on the same planet I'm on. Like now I'm on the new earth anyway. You and I are on the new earth, and we're here visiting the other
people in the third dimension.
Yeah, the third dimension to share with them. That's what this is. They, you know, I'm going to be honest, and I don't know if my family will ever see this. My birth family, my in-law family, they don't understand for more than what's your job? What do you do? Like, how do you, and what, and, you know, energy. Yeah, it is. And hey, you know what? We get to make up this life. I know I've made it up. You know you've made it up, Kim. And maybe you beautiful souls too are recognizing that you're that powerful, right? So that's the norm. What is that? It doesn't even exist. Is that some science thing, like the norm, like, right? But science, math, and metaphysics. Sacred. I've always loved geometry. That was my geometry and statistics. Those were my favorite math classes. I know. And I'm a math head. I can do math in my head. And I recognize those numbers. They correlate to something deeper. 369. You familiar with 369? They're universal numbers. Take a look. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8 are earth-based. Start doing the math. Everything that's related eventually gets to a 3, 6, or a 9. The solfeggio scale, all of those. Yeah, lots of things around. I know this is where I can go crazy, blow your mind in the realm of everything's connected. And it all feeds through a channel that is light, vibration, and frequency, therefore love.
Wow. Yeah, math kind of bypassed my brain, you know. It just sort of said, you will learn. Geometry was the only one where I did barely. Yes, it's visual. Thank you. Yes, it's visual. I'm a visual learner, folks. Fine with me. I did take calculus, have no flipping idea.
I didn't take calculus. I'll tell you, I didn't take calculus. Statistics, though, is visual too because of the graphs. So when you look at, like, this is not the conversation I wanted, Ann.
No, we're stopping with math now. Done. I'm sorry. We talk about theater, dance, music, and books. I'm good. But math, sorry, this is not a math conversation. However, that being said, I appreciate the value of it, and I appreciate sacred geometry. I appreciate the shape of a triangle and a pyramid, and I would like to learn more about that as long as it did not involve my brain cramping on those word problems and things like that.
Well, let's look at this one as a word problem. Everything is a spiral.
Okay.
We live, our life is a spiral. It's not a line. Okay. First of all, it is a circle. Life and death, like dead people, almost dead people and brand new babies, right? They're very similar. If you look at them, like their dependency, things like that, right? Plus also their connection to God. I mean, this is written in my book. We've all heard some version of this story where the couple has a baby and then they have that kid grows up and they have another baby. And then the older kid says, can I talk to, you know, my baby brother, sister, whatever? They're like, ooh, what are you going to do to the baby? Like, you know, thinking something bad. They listen outside the room and this older sibling is saying to the baby, remind me about God. I'm starting to forget.
Oh,
I know. Doesn't that like make your body zing?
Yeah, it does.
So it's like our life is, I see life as a human as an hourglass. Okay. We come in at the openest point of our God connection, right? And then parenting and school and jobs and, you know, blah, 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 mortgages, right? Everybody's living kind of, most people are right here, under here. There's a little bit of teensy light, right? It's coming through at that center. We talked about birth earlier. This is another birth, birthing up to God again, birthing up to light again. You got to push your way against gravity, right? And then here you are, and then it's open. This is another part of life. This is another way to live life. It's a mirror, right? A mirror of light versus a mirror of density. But we have to go through the density to get there. We have to go through the mud to get there. The seed has to go through the soil to get there. These are the metaphors, like I see all the plants behind you. These are the metaphors of birth and life on the planet of Earth.
Yeah. Oh, and this is how beautiful this has been, spending time with you. Wow. And I just appreciate you. And where can people find you?
Ann the Love Messenger is everywhere. So Ann the Love Messenger on YouTube. Follow me and subscribe there. Ann the Love Messenger Facebook. Ann the Love Messenger Instagram. The Lotus Path.love. I even did that, right? The Lotus Path.love is the website. Sacred Connection is a community portal. That is also associated with the Sacred Connection webinar that is offered 4 times a year. We're starting round 9 on October 17th. All of this is available at the lotuspath.love. And I'm here sharing, and I'm so grateful to you, Kim. Ignite Your Spark is tremendous in its necessity for the human condition. And however we are being found, you and me, and in all of our magic, the essence is that what I love to say, you're saying yes to you. When you drop in to the desire to expand your consciousness and come in deeper relationship with self and the divine. Oh,
and marvelous. Thank you so much. We will connect. Thank you, listeners. I'm blessed. You are blessed. May your sparks continue to glow and grow in a sparkular way.
Burbling over, right?
Yeah, burbling. Shine on, folks. Shine on.
Yay.